How's it going, everybody? Kyther here, and welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory, where last time we got our computers back up and running in this tiny building. We made some silica, which is kind of just sitting still at the moment because I never put it up to a storage container. And then planned out where the building for the high-speed connectors is going to go. And even before all of that, we went looking... Well, I went looking for some more hard drives, which we're going to start off with today. But I just wanted to show you something that's very helpful with this. And so if this works how I think it works, my recording screen, you should be able to see this window. If not, it's going to be a little bit awkward because I'm currently pausing the game. But there's a website called Satisfactory Calculator, and it gives you the ability to, one, see the entire map, which is what I'm kind of not trying to look at. It's kind of impossible, but you can see your world and how it's been built. See the train lines. I turn all these on as well, and you can see where all the vehicles are and everything. That's pretty cool. I toggle all those back off, but for the moment, I'm using it for the hard drives. And you can also see like all the nodes and everything else, but literally I only care about the hard drives at the moment. So, more so because I kind of just want to get into building. I generally like exploring, but I think this game, not for my personal taste, it doesn't work all that well. But anyway, so I don't have access to all of these. I'm sort of just going to go around and maybe grab like the easier ones. There's one here that I think I'm not exactly quite sure where that is, like height-wise. I've probably passed that one. There's one up here that needed turbo motors. There's one here on the cliff that I didn't have, I think, power for all the motors at the time. Apparently there's one up on the cliff here nearby where these ones were. So, you can see there's a fair few. I'm just going to go around. I also know that there's about, I've also gone looking between episodes, that there's about, I think I'm about short 12 of these, so I'm going to try and just grab as many as I can. I'll just show you like where they are in the general area, me grabbing them, I suppose. But anyway, I'm going to go pick a couple of these and go grab them. So the first hard drive, there's two of these big monsters. That's not fun. And first hard drive. And our second drop pod, requiring the power and motors, is hard drive number 2, which is all the way over here, which I found a fair while ago, actually. Drop pod number 3, which I've actually been to and found before. I just didn't have access to the crystal oscillators. And we're at site number 4, on the map, which is up here. Trucks are apparently below us. And this one required 420 megawatts of power. That's why I have 3 of these. Not too far, our next one, also requiring a little bit of power. And this is number 5. And again, not too far, number 6, who's been guarded by one of those big guys, but I shot him in the face once and he ran away. I haven't stopped in the best vantage point, but we're up the top. An amazing, beautiful place with everything under the sun that is down here. I shot one of them giant spiders from a distance. Hi, gone. And this one wants power. And with the power required, dude, leave. We can now open up this one and get our 7th hard drive. Okay, so you can see where I've traveled a bit. We've got the top here, which this one, if I don't press the wrong button, actually using the heat sinks that we have found. So that sort of works out in our favor for number 8. I'm gonna guess that there's either a summer sleuth or something on top of that. But the better thing is I think there is some bauxite up over here. There's also a whole bunch of baddies, provided that they haven't despawned, which it may look like they have, but I'm taking no chances. They're all the way over there. 2 big guys and 4 little guys. I just want to know, there's a pure bauxite. In preparation that we may come up here again. I'm just going to place a couple of these foundations around. So, because apparently if you build, as I've mentioned before, things don't spawn. I'm just going to place another one up here. I don't know what the radius of it is, but I'm going to go check out if that is indeed what I think it is. And I would be right. Ugh. I'm going to just grab it so I don't actually have to come back to grab these. Because, as I said, the ones that are sort of out of the road to go grab, I've been grabbing. And down from where we were, number 9, taking the biofuel. And then across over here, have number 10 taking rotors. And then down in the valley here, we have one that just wants a little bit of power for 11. And then again, a little bit further into valley, taking more rotors is our 12th one, but there is still 2 more we're going to grab on our way back. And so I just didn't mean to, but I lied. We only have one left, and it's over here. It's all the way over on these little islands, which are really beautiful, by the way. But they're just covered in the nasties, and there's a big guy over there too. Like, this is just bonkers. And we're just going to ignore big giant guy 1 and big giant guy numero 2, and we're just going to grab this because this one has no requirements. He found me, and that hurts. He shot at me like point blank range too. No, we don't like it. Ow. Okay, well, he gone, and that was the thing that I had to just deal with. All right, well, I might as well, while I'm over here, just double check that, because the other guy will be not much of a problem. I'll double check that there's no other power slugs on this island, because we've gotten a few in our journeys. So from what it looks like, no power slugs, but there is a summer sloop over there. I'm just going to let that be. Let's go and finally head back to base. And home sweet home at last, with this being all of our rewards, I guess. I don't know if you count those as rewards because they're sort of killing the wildlife, but anyway. We're going to get these started. I don't know if I'm going to do these differently and just show them all off at once instead of breaking up the episode. Because I don't think for what we're doing today, we should have... You may not need any of those, so... Might be just obeying them in sequential order, or in a order of unlocking them. Words. Okay, so before we can get started on the high-speed connectors, there's sort of one thing that we need to sort of get constructing just to help me for the rest of the time, and that is to produce the wires. I have been running off of the reservoir that we had from the very beginning of, I suppose, this world. I don't know what else to say. And I'm just gonna take one of these, I guess. And, well, I suppose, what's left? I've only got 2 left in here. That's a little scary, actually. But I'm just going to take this one. And just on top of the building here, we're going to be producing some of the cables. And we are all now connected up to do that. I changed it so we're using this end one. Because I came down here and realized that that one's also not being used. And I'd rather keep the 2 ones that can be merged a little bit easier. To be able to be later on be merged if necessary. So now we only have 2 of these left, and whether or not I regret it later on, I should probably also build that, putting it into a massive storage container. I don't know whether we really need to put cables in other production lines. Presumably there is at some point. That's moving a little bit funky. Is it just because of where I was angled? Apparently it is. Well, we're going to have the cables forever now, because I've been building them manually or creating them manually for a fair while. And to start off with our high-speed connector production, we're going to need a little bit more rubber. Now, we only really need one machine, but we're going to use two. And I think we're going to use these two here. You guys see that I have expanded this out and changed that this is just an overflow system at the moment. For now, it works. Realistically, we only need to have one machine, but actually we really only need 1.5 machines, if that. We need 22.5 rubber a minute. I think one of these other ones is actually overproducing, but I just, at the moment, not really bothered. I already connected that. For the high-speed connectors, and we're going to be making 2 machines to make them, because when we go to make supercomputers, we're going to need more than the 3 that get, well, the 3 point something that get produced a minute. I'm going to connect these up at the back, sort of oddly. Let's see, so I'm going to need put a merger here. I'm going to make it go off that direction, and this is just going to be using the conveyor lifts to just sort of just go up and over for simple ease, like that. And we conveniently have enough space in between these to have the conveyor belt fit snugly right down the middle. That takes care of our rubber for the 2 floors, adding the 2 machines over there. And if you've got a keen eye, you'll be able to see there's a line coming around for where the rubber will go. I will show that in more detail later when we go to actually connect it in. But for the quick wire, we do have that alternate recipe, don't we? I think we're just going to stick with normal quick wire. If I get to a point where we're in trouble, that's when we'll grab the copper that's over there and do some merge with this. We need to use all the quick wire we have here anyway. So we're going to be adding another 2 floors onto this, because for the 2 of those, we need 165 quick wire. These only make 60, so we need to make 3 machines. And the one that down there that's got the 30 extra, we'll end up having 45 extra from the 3rd machine that's with this. So, because this is pretty much a copy and paste of what this floor is going to look like, we'll have to do some finagling down the bottom. But for the most part, it's just going to be 2 floors of this, with really only 2 of these, 3 of the 4 hooked up. So I tend to have let's call it a habit, of unintentionally lying to you guys about how I'm doing things. Yeah, these 2 floors are not at all copies of what I suppose technically the 2nd floor is. They have to be kind of different. So, first difference is bringing up the Kytherium, bringing 60 in this line. Those 2 lines have 30. And we're going to jump down into floor numero 3. We have to do a bit of a separation here. We keep the 30 on this floor and then put next 30 the floor above. Which I probably could have done it a little bit different if this was in the middle. Actually, no, would have been just as hard. Never mind, better that it's here. But then, on the floor up here, we have them being split up. So we have to get rid of 15 from one of these. I decided to be this one. We're putting in 30. So 30 will go down to the floor below. And then the 15 will split and merge with that 60. And this eventually will be taken out and go down to meet the other 30. So we have a 45 spare Kytherium when all this entire building is running. And it's also rivaling the height of that one. It's actually probably going to be as tall as that one. Oh, just short, because that one doesn't have its top 2 walls on it, so never mind. That is still the taller building. We lucked out? I don't know. And then they just go back down and merge at the bottom. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to take out the middle floor bit there and build another floor on top. That'll be very interesting to do. And we're just going to use a little intermediate floor up here. I'm going to try to keep this centered. I don't know whether I can put it there or not. And we're going to be... Well, I'm going to have to use this one and upgrade it. Connecting... It's backwards. But I just need to know where to place this. Right there. Then we should hear a click. I can stay still. There we go. So that's in the right spot now. And I should actually just... That should fit. You would think that would fit, but no, it requires two. Okay. I'll have to go grab more of those. So anyway, what I'm doing here is we're merging all these together. And we're going to split them in the tower here into two even lines. Get rid of that. And then the two lines are going to probably go back down the tower and enter that wall there. So probably make one opening either well, might be the one above it then. Or there. Somewhere. Because I should be able to take out that middle platform for the entirety of this tower. And we'll have one come out, connect here, and then one up on those floors. If I was to take a guess, it would probably be that one. And that will just connect onto the floor that goes above this one, whereby the rubber and the silica are just entering the building, and then they're just going to split in half and go up to the next floor. So, there's a lot of words been thrown into your ears. I am going to set the rest of that up. I'm going to not build the machine, but we'll set up the next floor as well. And then we'll come back and hook it all up, because all three things just need to be turned on and then connected to this building, and we will have our high-speed connectors. Alright, it's time to boot up all of the chaos around here. We're going to start with the quick wire. Could double check as we go down as well, or up. Did I actually set all of these up to be quick wire? Pretty sure I did. That's good. And we're going to place a ceiling on the top of this floor with the one higher one, because there's no other reason for this floor to exist apart from just look pretty cool. We'll come back and look at this when it is actually all moving. We're going to skyrocket over here and connect up and turn on. Oh, we got too far. The other two. Oh, there we go. We're going to connect that with that. So now these two should be turning on and making the rubber. As I said, that one's just going up and over. And which belt are we using here? We are using two. That makes sense. I feel like I have stuffed that up in a certain location. Why am I using two? They produce 30, don't they? Yes. I would just want this to be that then. I'm not sure why I chose the other, but anyway. Let's get this connected up, and I will show you where this goes. For the most part, apart from this little bit here, it was all connected. Yeah. We're going up along the top of there. And then, oh, not where I wanted to go. Going across to this building. Like so. I thought I'd done this bit, but I had not. And... oh, lag. Hi. You think that would be helpful, but trying to aim this stuff while you're up in the air, it just don't work. So then, got it coming up here, and then it goes... ooh, I won't do that. I wish I could crouch. It's just not a thing. Right, I didn't put the ceiling back on this. It just goes down the joint into here, and then just goes up over the top and out over there. I will be worrying about painting all this stuff up. Painting the rest of this stuff up later. And then just goes across down and into the building as previously sort of shown. Dun, 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 dun. So that's all fine. This one is still floating for the time being. And then now we should hook up the silica, which I have to double check if we are... Well, I think that's a different belt. Oh, that is the same belt. 45. Ooh, we'll need a third one going. I got scared by the machine then. That was interesting. Right, so you have to connect to that one. No. I was in the road. Okay, so 45. I actually still need another one, I think. Because it's 64 a floor. I'm going to turn a fourth one on as well. I want you to power that one, because that would make more sense. And silica. That should be enough. I feel like. Let me hope. We're all chugging through because this has all been backed up, so eventually that will all go on through. Look at this. Rubber has not made its way down here yet. This is why I was waiting to do the silica last. Wow, that has already gone through and filled itself up. Ah, yes. Deuterium. The wires in here. We just have to actually give this thing power, which I will do right now. Alright, so sneaky little power through some two doorways here, grabbing from that building and throwing it into this one. And I was expecting the rubber to be here. It must be incredibly close. I'm actually going to wait till it gets here before we connect the power up to this one. But while we wait, we might as well add in the second one. Now it's going to go two back from being up against the wall. Yeah, so that'll all fit nicely. I believe I don't have any plates left. Alright, well, I will downgrade these later. Also would have noticed that that one's going to have to be different. Oh. I was hoping I could get away with not doing that. You can be opposite to that one. And you can plug into there as well. We got rubber. We have rubber. And everything else will be filing in nicely. Double check that we're good to go. That looked like it was being powered here, but it's not going up there. Alright, we shall connect that up. All the things will file in. And our high-speed connectors would now be online. Have to do the same. This one up here. And actually set it up to use the alternate recipe. There we go. Beautiful. And you are no longer a constant stream, which is good. Let's go have a look at the internal chaos that is this. Up here is nice. It seems to be... I suppose it has to be slightly staggered. But that's cool. We're going to have that weird issue with the belts again. But that looks cool. Having them sort of go... Yeah, having them be going up, split, and then come back down. I like it a lot. And then everything down here should pretty much... Well, actually, this is the wrong floor. Up there should be pretty much non-stop. Is there being... Actually, no, they're going to be slowly... I'm not sure. 4, 6, 70... Yeah, so they're very slowly building up, I think. Well, they're going to eventually be, because I don't think... No, never mind, ignore me. They're being used for 100%, so as long as that machine runs, These are pretty much going to be staying at the same amount of quick wire forever. And there we go. Our hash bead connectors going into a giant storage unit at the bottom of the tower. They've been sort of built up for a little bit. So that's why there's just so many of them flying through and getting stuck at this point. But I am very happy to be seeing those be automated. I don't even know. I definitely had to build some. I presume. I can't remember actually building any, to be honest. But it had to have happened. So it shouldn't matter which hard drive blueprint I get, but I'm still going to play it safe in case I miscalculated. Heat sink, I guess? I don't know if I will be making it short anytime soon, but I might as well grab that, I suppose. And we'll also add in the next one. Hard drive 2. I guess we'll just take the wire. Having another way of producing it would be good. Also, I don't think I'd ever use the Kyther recipe. So we'll take that one and put in hard drive 3. And this one, as of right now, is completely useless to us because they're all recipes that I can't use. Although the turbo motors looks pretty good. I don't know how much we'll be going with uranium stuff. And hard drive number 4, which in itself is also maybe probably useless. What do we got for these though? Yeah, screws. We want to steer clear of screws. What have we got for that one? Pick concrete. And throw in hard drive number 5. I'm starting to lose track of what we've done. I believe this is 5 and... sure? It doesn't really matter. I don't care about any of those at the moment. I believe this is 6. I feel like at this stage, the hard drives are just getting worse and worse. What's this one? The screws. We'll take it just to get rid of it and input hard drive number 7. And I'm pretty certain at this point that I am not really going to care for the rest of these, what they call alternate recipes. Hard drive 8, which is again more fuel rod nuclear stuff. There we go. At this point, I'm just gonna see how long I can keep the screws there for. Hard drive 9. At this point, I'm more interested in what the next one will be because I've seen all of these and no others. So maybe I did miscount how many hard drives I needed. This be 10. And as it turns out, 10 is actually probably the most beneficial one. More silica. It's super windy outside, so I apologize for that, because that's probably going through. Those other two should be the only other two we have left, but I could be wrong. Hard drive 11. And it's good to know that my counting is indeed accurate. Our last hard drive be number 12. And our final hard drive for now is the screws. I've also gone and run around to grab all the items to hopefully unlock all of these, or the alternate screw rod. Cool, so I have the thing. So we're going to grab the iron ingot. We want iron and copper. Shaboosh. And if we're good, we should be able to just grab all of these pretty damn quickly. But it's the iron wire, the alternate screw, also wanting the iron, bam, tier 2, it's the reinforced iron plate, which was being plates and the screws. Ugh, glare, bad time for you to show your face. Bam. Dun, 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 dun. And then there's a whole bunch in here. So we got, can't see, concrete. Just wanting some limestone. Easy enough to go grab. Kind of makes it sound like the ship's taken off. We have different steel, which is some coal and iron ore again. Bam. Dun dun dun. I keep going to move the mouse, and I shouldn't be doing that. The alternate silica is those and those. Only 25 each. That's interesting, but I suppose a lot of resources go into making them. And the final one for today, the black powder, which uses not coal, oh game like why, but compacted coal. Ba-bang, ba-boom, shabushki. And in tier 7, we won't be able to get any of these at the moment because we still haven't technically started tier 7. The only one, actually that's the only one that we could do. But we'll leave those to do at a later date. They are just colourful. Especially that one. It's like, oof. Look at them colours. But anyway, pressing all the wrong buttons. Recipes, they have all been done. I just wanted to double check the silica one. So it was, I don't know, 67.5. Also, speaking of silica, we only needed 3 machines to be running, not 4. I didn't even attempt to math when I did it before. It's just quick guesses. But anyway, I'm guessing the hard drives are being done at the end, because this is pretty much where I'm going to be ending the episode. Let's just whack this on and have a little look around. I patched up colors for on there anyway. This is a bit of a mess back here, but it works. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you did, we ran out of fuel. If you did, just feel free to stick around and see some more. I'm not sure what we're going to get up to next time. We might have a bit of a break and kind of just do a bit of an aesthetic episode, or at least the main focus of it to be sort of just tidy up the base, get some tops on the buildings, make the buildings actually have their own unique spin on them, so actually being coloured and whatnot. And what we're going to do with this building, because that's going to be going. Might even, probably not, but we could even start to see where the train station is going to go for over there. Going to the north side of the map, going up along there. We got it pretty much filled out now too. Just off, just a bit in the center north. There's also the entire section that's up there. And over here, there's land all the way over there. Damn. But anyway, it's going to do it. And I shall see you guys next time, where we clean up the base, essentially. But anyway, until then, bye.